Today we will discuss about view child and view children in Angular. Okay. So here we can see like view child decorator is used to query a single DOM element from the DOM tree and lets you manipulate it. Okay. So here what we can do, like with the help of view child, we can create a reference to the DOM element and then we can manipulate it or whatever the operation we want to perform. Like we can change the color, we can apply the CSS and so on. So these are the things that we can do to the view child. So view child is used to refer a single element. It works similar like that we have in JavaScript. If you remember, whatever we were doing, like document dot get element by ID, and then we were passing the ID. This way, we were able to create the reference to that DOM element, and post which we were able to manipulate. So same thing in Angular we can do with the help of view child. So let's go and check how we can do this. So if you see here, I already have created one div element. On that div we have created, this is called a template reference variable. So with this, will be able to create a reference to this div, and then we can perform or we can manipulate it. So how we can do, in the ts file, what we have to do, we will create a view child, and in view child we are supposed to pass the template reference variable. So we will use this view child from Angular core. We need to import, and in this we will pass the template reference variable name. That is, the name should be exactly same whatever we have mentioned here. So that name we must pass, and then we can create any reference variable. So we can name that also as a demo, and then we can say element ref. So this way we are done. Now we will be able, this the demo reference variable will be pointing to that DOM element, and whatever the operation that we want to perform, or if we want to manipulate it, we can manipulate. So before that, we will print like what are all the things that we have in demo. So in order to do that, always basically this, if you see what we have, like if we want to write component initialization code that uses the reference injected by view child, we need to do it inside the after view init life cycle. So we will be writing like currently what we are doing, like we are using this demo, and if we want to print it, simply we can write either in the constructor or ng on init or ng or after view init. But this is always a preferred approach, that we should write this inside the ng on init. I mean ng after view init life cycle hook. The reason is ki, sometime there could be a probability like view has not been initialized and this got this one will be executed. In that case, Angular might not have initialized it, and by that time we can get the undefined. So it's always a preferred approach that we can use this variable in ng after view init lifecycle hook. So for that we will implement here after view init, and then we can say implement this. So this is ng after view init, and we can simply print this one inside the, I will say, log, and within the log we will say this dot demo. So we are just printing this one. I will cut from here and I will paste in the bottom. Yep. So let's run and check what we have done so far. If you see, we are not doing anything, just we are using the view child. Then this is the template reference variable. Then this is the name of the variable. You can give any name, and then the type should be element ref. This way, this demo will be pointing to the DOM element whose reference variable is this one, that is a demo. And then we will see what are all the elements that we have inside this demo. So if we run this, simply we will say ng serve, and it has been executed. We can go and we can check here. We can say localhost. Let's check what output are we getting. Yep. So now it will be showing some output. Okay. So here basically in the component we are printing welcome to this. So this message should appear. So let's check. Yeah, it is coming now. So if we go in the console, let's see the message that is coming over here. And here this is what we are printing. So if we expand this inside the native element, these are the properties that we have access. So now with this we can access and we can do the manipulation according to our requirement. Like we can access the inner HTML property, inner text, and so on. So for example, let's go and try to change the property. Like, we have this HTML and this div is being pointed by our this reference variable demo. So we can now, with the help of this, we can change, we can perform the CSS and all. So here, for example, let's go and apply some CSS. As I told you, with the help of this we can manipulate the element. So we will say this dot demo dot native element dot style, and then we'll say color. And suppose we want to make the color maybe blue. So let's save and let's check whether, this color. You can see basically with the help of Viewchild reference variable we are able to change the color, we are able to manipulate. Likewise, if we want to make their background color something else, so we can write the same and this time we can say background. We can say maybe yellow or whatever we want. So you see. Yep. So you can see the background is coming in yellow. Likewise, other properties, whatever we have here, everything we can access. For example, we want to change the content itself. So we will touch inner text. Okay. So here how we can change, you can say this dot demo dot native element, and then we can say inner text equal to uh, well, welcome to Viewchild. Let's go and check, and you can see now we have manipulated this message. Earlier in HTML, if you see, we had welcome to Viewchild demo, and here we have just given welcome to Viewchild, or we can say modified data. And if we save, then you can see we are able to get the new data, new message, whatever we can do. So this way we can manipulate the DOM element with the help of Viewchild. So this is the first use of Viewchild. All we need to do is we will create the Viewchild reference variable with type as set to element ref, and then with that, like demo, so this demo, with the help of this demo with the dot native element, and then whatever the operations, whatever the manipulation work we want, we can do on that. So now along with that, what we can do, we can also use, or we can incorporate the entire child component into the parent component, and that can also be done. So just to save the time, I have already created a child component. This one is a child component, and here we will use this app child in the app component. So here let me use this. Yeah. So now if you see, so the message that is coming child works is coming from the this component, child component. And what we want, like suppose inside this we have this method or this message, so we want to access this. So what we can do, rather than accessing individual, we can bring the entire component as a part of parent component with the help of view child. How we can do that? Again, here like we can write one more time view child, and this time we have to pass the entire name of the component. So we can write here this the name of the component class, and inside this we will write this, and then we can say again it name. So maybe say cmp ref, something like this, component reference, any variable name we can write, and this is the type. So we are done now. So with the help of this reference variable, we can access the entire element present inside this component class. So suppose now we have to call the child component as this method. So that also we can do. For example, here we what we can do, we can simply write this dot cmp ref, okay, and then if I do put dot, you can see in the intelligence it is showing me all the property like message, show alert. So for example, this one I want to call. So when I will save now, you will see automatically show alert from the child component will be called, and it is showing this is a child component because inside the child we have just printed this message, this is child component. Likewise we can access this one. So entire component itself will be treated as the part of parent component, and now whatever we have inside the child component, we can access the entire, whether it's method or its property, we can access everything with the help of reference, this reference variable. So these are the two uses that we can make use for with the help of view child. So this is what we have. Next, if we go, so view child is used to incorporate the child component into the parent component, and that we saw with the help of this one. Next we have is if we want, and again we saw basically guys, mostly we should write this initialization component or any manipulation work in ng after view init, because if we are writing on ng on init, by that time in view might not be initialized and we will be getting the undefined values present inside these variables. That is the reason that we should write within ng after view init. Next thing that we have is view children. So what is the use of view children? Unlike view child, the view children decorator is used to accessing the multiple elements. The response of the element list will always be a query list. The query list will always be updated whenever any child element added, updated, or removed from the HTML DOM tree. So this now we will see practically like how basically. So first of all, view children. So guys, this is the difference between view child and view children. Like if you have multiple property, for example, if I show you, we have this DOM element and we have this DOM element. So if we access this one demo with the help of view child, so you know what view child does. View child will refer to the very first DOM element whose reference variable is exactly same, but view children will return the multiple reference, okay, and it will return all the DOM element whose reference variable is demo. For example, suppose this is the second element and I will here also I will put the demo only. So now what will happen, even though there are two demo reference variables, same reference variable, and we are using here view child demo. So what will happen? This demo will still be pointing to the very first DOM element whose template reference variable is a demo, and it will not be pointing to the another one that is nothing but this. So this is what that view child works. But unlike view child, we have another called view children, which will point to the entire DOM element. Okay, so we can write like this, view children, and inside this we can write demo, then we can say demo children. This is the reference variable, and again their return type will be okay. I will this is getting executed again and again when I save. So I will comment this line in order to avoid the alert, and then if you see its return type is query list. So what we can do here, we can write their type as query list of any type, okay. And now let's print this demo children also in the here, and we'll check what exactly is getting printed. I will comment this content now, and simply I will say log. In fact, this also I will comment, and let's print this only. This dot, okay, control Z, and let's check what is getting executed. So if you see in the query list, we are having the first and last. So this is how we are having, and again in the first we are getting the native element, and then exactly same after this the first and last, it is also like the view child only. So in element ref we will have exactly same property that earlier we were having with the help of view child. Like you, if you remember currently we work with inner text, so here also we will have. So every entire element, you will get the reference of entire dom element whose template reference variable is matching. Currently this demo is matching. So this one will be like not a single element, it will be a list of, it will be having the list of all the references which is having the demo template reference variable. Okay, and then we can manipulate it. Okay, like if we have to access the first element, we can do first, we can do the last. How we can do, like simply we can say uh this dot demo children, and then we will say first. Suppose we want to manipulate the first, then we can say native element. Okay, and then maybe we can say inner text. So we will say this is the first div, and the same this time we can say for the last one. So here we can paste, and with this we can say last. Why last? Because if you see in here this is okay, so it is getting executed in query. You can see first is there, last is there. So we want to change last, we will say this is the last, or we can say second div. Like this, we will get. So currently we have, and in this result actually all the elements, so this result is the array. So currently there are two element whose template reference variable is same, so it is getting match. Okay, so that this is the how basically we can work with view children. Okay, so view children and view child is this, like in view children we can get the reference of multiple dom element, but in view child we can get the reference of single. So let's run and check. So if we run, you can see this is the first, this message has been modified with the help of view children. Okay, so this is what basically the concept of view child and view children is there in Angular. So that's it, thank you.